See, I want to break it down so we'll understand what's happening in our day and time. And why some have no business as children of God fearing. But many are. There are so many saints right now who do not believe that God can put a hedge of protection around them that allows them to come to church without catching anything. Come on. With or without a mask. It don't make me no difference whether you have it or you don't. I know God's protection is all around me. But there are some that will not come to church because they do not believe that God can protect them. And I want to show you who it is that you're fearing. Because this is not a haphazard virus. This is the work of evil men. This is the work of the New World Order. This is the work of the Antichrist system. Why should the church fear? We should be the fearless ones because we knew this day would come. But the problem with the church is that many were not counting on it in their lifetime. When we hear overseas how folk can't go to church because they fear their life, we thought that'll never enter into the States. We'll always have the freedom to assemble ourselves together in a peaceful manner. That's the First Amendment right. But see, when evil men want to take away your rights, they will not do so in a red suit and a pitchfork looking like the devil. They know to get your rights, you got to give them up freely. And what better way to make folk give up their rights than to scare it out of them? When man has the power to say to us, you can't even come out your own house for so many days. It's called a lockdown. You can't go to church. We want every door closed. They seeking to change customs and laws. But Daniel knew this is one custom, or this is one law that I got to break. See, don't be moved by ignorant saints who don't rightly divide scripture and always want to use the same text. Obey those that have the authority over you. Why didn't Daniel obey? By the way, dumb one, it was the same scripture they used to justify slavery. The exact same scripture is what pastors stood up and taught in churches that made church folk feel it was okay to own slaves and to treat them like nothing, and that they should just obey the authorities. And see, you can get a dumb Christian with that. You hear me, dumb one? Why didn't Daniel obey? It's a law. Why didn't he obey? He knew the law was evil. Be seated. I just don't understand all the confusion with COVID-19. I don't understand why people don't just do what they say. Well, let me help you. When the thing first started, they told everybody, this is written, those in authority, you do not need masks. They cannot help you. Then they came back and said, wait, we lied. We only told you that because we didn't have them. And mass do help. So you started it on a lie. Now see, John 8 tells me that the devil is the father of lies. So the devil was in it from the beginning. And that's the reason you got mass confusion over the nation. Because evil men are not as confused as the world is. They need the chaos to produce the change. That's the reason you see they have people fighting who have masks on or fighting folk who don't have masks. Because they need to generate the confusion. If you want to know the truth, the numbers were ridiculous in January and February. But they have no data. So when they say numbers are spiking, based on what? Based on the need for us to fear. That if we don't do what they say, we are in a world of trouble. My thing, if there's no need to rebel, don't rebel. If you like shopping in Walmart and Walmart wants you to put a mask on, if it's Walmart business, put the mask on. Or shop somewhere else. But don't be a part of their confusion. See, it was evil men. And it's evil men today. And you better not just have your eyes on what you're going through now. But notice in the wind is the desire to take away paper money. More souls now don't want paper. Refusing to take cash. What's that all about? Most of you ain't so paranoid that you won't take $100 bill whether COVID on it or not. If I try to hand you $100 bill, it's COVID on this. But watch this because I'm bringing it in. But you're going to be surprised the very people who are going to help the Antichrist system move into power. It's going to be religious churches who are going to convince lukewarm saints that you need to just get in line. And I say to you scary people, what are you going to do in that hour where you can't buy, you can't sell, you can't do nothing unless you take the mark? You think you going to hide? See, that day coming. Look at what we're going through right now. It would not surprise me if the next event was another disease, something drastic with the climate, or something hitting the earth that brings about another mass chaos. And I'm saying to saints, we've got to trust God. God brought Daniel through because he wasn't through with Daniel. Notice what he uses Daniel to prophesy in the 7th chapter. See if this sounds familiar. Watch this. Daniel 7:24. Daniel is prophesying of a time that will come. The 10 horns of the 10 kings who shall rise from this kingdom. And another shall rise after them. He shall be different from the first ones. He shall subdue 3 kings. He shall speak pompous words against the Most High. He shall persecute the saints of the Most High. This is what I want you to see. And shall intend to change times and laws. The saints shall be given into his hand for a time and time, half a time of 3.5 years. Daniel prophesies of a man coming, or a system coming that would rule all systems, to the point to where these systems would desire to change times and laws. See, I submit to you that COVID-19 is all about radical evil change. This is what it is about. The changing of customs, the changing of laws. When we had the attack on September the 11th, for most folk, they were fearful for months. We feared how other people looked. We feared folk from other nations. And while the whole country was fearing, evil men was rewriting laws. To the point to where you could be held without a trial, questioning, right to a lawyer. How did they take that? They took it under 9/11. And now if they think you are a terrorist, did you just hear what I said? If they think you are a terrorist, what is the definition of a terrorist? Because there are some in our neighborhoods. Therefore, terrorize our neighborhoods. Gang warfare and drugs. But see, they changed it at a time where men were so fearful they didn't care. They just said, protect us. Protect us from these bad people who want to kill us. Now man is saying to us, let us protect y'all from this virus. But see, my question is, who created it? Who's controlling it? What is it moving through? And I know I'm going to get it for this one. But it's the truth, saints. Now, when these days happen, you want me to tell you what the response of the church was supposed to be? You were supposed to look up. You were not meant to fear, but to have an expectation for Christ's return to the earth for his people. But look how many folks are leaving the church. See, you are in the great falling away. You are in the last hour departures. Saints, we living it out. I got to close. Now the king was exceedingly glad for him and commanded that they should take Daniel up out the den. So Daniel was taken up out the den. No injury whatsoever was found on him because he believed in his God. See, he got thrown in that den. That's what I want to show you. Most of us know the story. That's the reason I skipped it. He got thrown in that den of lions for breaking that law. But notice what the scripture said. No harm was found in him because he believed his God. Listen, most folk jump all the way to the den. But let me tell you, you got to jump all the way back to when he made the choice to pray. Because that's when he showed God that he believed him. And I'm going to tell y'all, if you're going to operate in this age with courage, whether it be to go to church, visit a family member, go to work, then you're going to have to talk to God every single day. I don't advise no Christian to ever skip prayer again. We need to be praying in this hour more than we ever have. Do you understand? And we don't need to be a part of the division that is taking place because that's what evil men want. Do y'all get me? How many are understanding me? This is a serious message. I told you it was prophetic. And by saying that, I'm saying to y'all that there is much more to come. Knowing that even if death befalls us, we know to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So you shouldn't fear death as a Christian. Death for you is victory, because he took the sting out of death, so we don't fear it.